Saturday, May the 3rd, South Downs Way, day one. Let's go. So just climbing up out of Winchester now, so that's Winchester in the distance. Beautiful green fields, lovely time of year, and this is all nice when it's dry, but in the rain this turns to a hellhole, slippery chalk. Cheesefoot Head, gateway to the South Downs Way National Trail. So I'm up here. We've got a long way to go. Well, hello again folks. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another outdoor adventure with Garry. It's now 2 weeks until I hit the Hampshire trek. You may have noticed, or you may not have noticed, but I've been a bit quiet for the last few weeks. So I've got a bit of a knee injury, which has really been giving me some problems. So I thought I'd have a little bit of a rest and not walk for a couple of weeks, which it hasn't really done me much good, to be honest. It's just the same. But I've been to acupuncture, I've been to physio, I've been to massage, I've had an X-ray, I had an MRI scan yesterday, and I see a consultant on the 13th. So who knows what's going to happen. But today I'm on the South Downs Way, so I'm sticking with the plan, and the plan was always to walk the South Downs Way 2 weeks before heading off on the Hampshire trek. So it's Saturday, I think it's the 3rd of May. I'm about 10k into the South Downs Way, starting at the western end at Winchester, heading towards Eastbourne. So I'm going to try and do sort of 15 miles a day, depending on the knee. I'm in no rush, and I've got all day to do it, so I've just I'll start early, and then I'll have a break every sort of few miles, have a chill out, and we'll see where we get at the end of each day. Right, so in about a kilometre time hopefully there's a little farm stop with some drinks and things, so I'm going to have a little stop there. And we're heading for Winchester Hill tonight, where I'm going to camp somewhere up there. We'll find somewhere secluded out the way where we can pitch up the tent and have a nice evening. Right, I'll keep you posted. Well, be rude not to, I think. £7 for a can of Coke and a piece of flapjack. So after a can of Coke and a tiny little piece of flapjack, and £7, I feel a bit refreshed. My knee's hurting like hell. I've got muscle pain in my glutes, and I've got a pain in my wallet as well now. I mean, I know these farms have got to diversify and make money from other places, but £7 for a can of Coke and a tiny little piece of flapjack is taking the piss. But there you go. Right, so I'm on, what am I on? 13k. So I'm just over halfway of where I want to get to today. So we're going to push on. It's warm, it's really warm. Luckily I managed to top up my water, which was a good thing, so at least I managed to top up my water there as well, so that was good. So yeah, cracking on to I think it's Old Winchester Hill, that's where I'd like to get to, and there's a hill fort on the top. Be nice to camp there, I think. Right, let's crack on. This is a welcome site on the South Downs Way. This is Loma Farm water point. So next water point west is Holden Farm, where we got the expensive Coke, and the next one is at the visitor centre for Queen Elizabeth Country Park, just off the A3, which is 9 miles or nearly 10 miles east of here. So there's the tap. I've already watered up, so I don't need to do any more. We're going that way. So we're at the summit of Bignor Hill, which I think, what's this, 197 feet I think, with a beautiful view looking out south. Well, it's, what's the time? Well, it's 3:30 and I'm having a well-deserved chill for 10 minutes. I found a nice little shaded spot. I've got a wind coming from behind me just to cool me down under this sure what tree, I think it's an ash tree. But it's lovely, looking out to beautiful green fields. What a view. I'll turn the camera around in a sec, you can see. But yeah, nice and chilled. Knees still hurting, and my brain is working overtime thinking, what can I ditch out of my bag? So I put everything I would like to take into my bag to carry it along here, and I'm only like 3/4 away through the first day, and I'm thinking, man, I can't carry all that. It's really, something's got to go. I think the bag with water, the bag's about 17.5 kilos, which is too much. I mean, really I need to be down at sort of, if I can get down to 15, and that'll give me a bit of space in the bag as well, like to stock up on food or a bit more water if I need to. But yeah, just racking my brains what I can get rid of. I've got a like an outdoor shirt. I don't need that. I just have to wear the same t-shirt. Just have to rough it a bit more. That's the plan. The shirt's going to go. I've got a band for like stretching. I suppose that can go because I can use a guy rope to, like, you know, like when you pull your leg up, stretch your hamstrings and your glutes and that. It doesn't weigh much, but it's something, isn't it? So yeah, I can use a guy rope to replace that. I've got the DJI Action 4 camera, that's going to go along with all the batteries and stuff. I'm not going to take that, I'll just use my iPhone. Yeah, that's going to drop quite a bit of weight, and if I don't take that, I've got 2 little battery packs in my bag, so maybe I only need 1. Yeah, I think that's, and if I do that, then I'm going to drop down to the weight I need to be. Right, I'm going to enjoy this beautiful view and then get back on the trail in 10 minutes or so. Have a look at this. Pan round. Wow, look at the brickwork in here. Welcome to Old Winchester Hill, Iron Age Fort, and this is where we're going to stop for the night. That looks like a likely spot down there out the wind. That's Bignor Hill in the distance, looking north, looking east. Wow, what a trip. We are just on, I don't know if you can see that, 25k. That'll do for the day, I think. It's not much further to Queen Elizabeth Country Park now. Right, let's get something to eat and then set the tent up. Just to confirm, leave no trace. Just a little bit about the hill fault. The earliest settlement here was during the early Bronze Age, about 3,800 years ago, which is quite incredible, really, isn't it? Well, good morning, guys. From what is now beautiful, sunny, calm morning. Behind me is Winchester Hill, old Winchester Hill. Over there is Bignor Hill. So it was a bit of a windy night, but the Durston Heckstone just about survived. It's definitely not very good in the wind, that's for sure. You really do need to put all the guy ropes out to make it stable. But really uncomfortable night as well, if I'm honest. My knee and my back, and I don't want this video to just be me moaning about my knee and my back, but holy crap, my knee really did play up yesterday, and it is again today. Really stiff on my back as well. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. Really not good situation to be in. To be honest, I'm really struggling to walk as it is, which is not good. But what a day. The wind has definitely calmed down now. So, well, we're going to try. We're going to try for another 25k today, and let's see how we do. We'll just sort of break it up into, I don't know, 8k sections, sort of 5 mile sections, something like that, and try and get through it. Right, let's crack on. Definitely being watched. In fact, I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Mara, you and all. Look at that. Look. That's funny. What a beautiful view. One of many. So I'm pretty much up the top of the hill now, climbing out of Meon Springs, and then we're going to drop over to Queen Elizabeth Country Park. Having a quick rest on this seat. Quick 5 minutes and then we go. Right, let's give a little update. So I started off this morning from old Winchester Hill, and I put the knee, and this is going to be a bit more moaning about my knee, sorry guys. So I started with a knee brace on, and by the time I'd walked a couple of k, my god, I could hardly walk. And it seems the knee brace is just pushing right on where the problem is. And I got down to Meon Springs. There's a little cafe there, and I had a nice latte, £4, a piece of pistachio cake, £4, and a can of Fanta lemon. I think it was £2, which wasn't too bad considering compared to yesterday. Took the knee brace off, and lo and behold, and I dropped a painkiller, but I'm walking a little bit better now. However, we are just about to do a monster climb and then drop down to Queen Elizabeth Country Park, which is quite a big, if you know it, there's a big path as you come down the A3. If you're going south, you look to the right, there's a big path going down the grassy bank. So that's what I'm just about to go up the other side and then drop down, top up with water there, and then I was going to bow, to be honest, because it was just absolute agony, but I'm going to stick with it now. Never give up. So yeah, we'll see. Right, let's crack on. Right, little update from the South Downs Way. So I had a little rest in Queen Elizabeth Country Park, then dropped down under the A3, stopped at the visitor centre, had a pasty, filled up with water. The next water point, it says, is 14 miles to the east, so that's quite a trek before water. So I've got all my bottles filled up, and I've got a can of ginger pop as well. But I'm just walking up away from the visitor centre, and just look at this woodland behind me. So nice. Anyway, it wouldn't be right if I did a little video without moaning about the pain I'm in. So I've had another paracetamol. The knee seems to have settled down a bit. It still hurts, but nowhere near as bad as it was this morning. Yeah, and just everything else hurts as well, but that's probably to be expected, carrying this bloody great big lump. Right, we're on the South Downs Way. Let's crack on. Lovely to see all this wild garlic. Absolutely everywhere, all in the distance as well. What a beautiful place this time of year. Quite a few bluebells are coming out now as well. If I see some, I will show you. Oh, I just stopped for a little break. I'm on 23.5k. I just come around the corner and there's this beautiful view. So I thought I'd stop here for a few minutes. I'll turn the camera around and you can see for yourself. Well, I am absolutely beat. So I've done just over 27k now, and I think that'll do for the day. So I've got across to Bignor Hill, which is where I did a few weeks ago. I did the Goodwood circular walk. And I think I got some drone footage of Bignor Hill when I did this. So if you want to go back and watch that was quite an interesting walk. So I'm going to set up camp here. I've carried a can of fizzy ginger ale or whatever it is. So I'm going to sit back, I'm going to enjoy that. I've got a beautiful view in front of me, which I'll turn the camera around and show you that. And then I'm going to have a stretch, cook some dinner up, well, boil some water and pour it into the bag. And then chill out for the evening, I think. And then crack on again tomorrow. Yeah, so I think, all in all, I managed today. Here comes the moaning bit again. So I took one cocodamol this morning at Meon Springs, and then I've taken one 500mg paracetamol. And my knee is absolutely killing me now, but it's just sort of kept the pain off. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Right, I'll turn the camera around, have a look at that, and then not a bad view. In fact, you'll recognise that because that was on my video the other week, that view. So. Right, there's the Durston X-Dome set up for the night. I'm using these, I think they're called Bushman guy ropes. They've got these little clips on, and I've adapted them so they slide up and down with the adjuster. They seem to be all right. I haven't done these ones yet. Well, actually, what happened? You should get 6 to a pack, and I only got 5 with the plastic clips on, and one didn't have the plastic clips. So they sent me another lot, but they're orange. So I'm going to do the 2 longer side ones as orange, but I just haven't done the slidey bit yet. But yeah, so there it is. I think in the wind, like you've got to guide this out properly. Without guiding this out, this will just collapse in the wind. The poles are so flimsy. I mean, it's a cracking tent, but the poles are just way too flimsy, really, for the wind. Obviously, which gives it lightweight. But yeah, you've got to guide it out properly. But I don't think if a big wind comes in, I don't think this will be staying around for too long. I haven't tried. You could put walking poles in as well, down inside on both sides. So I haven't tried that yet. But I suppose that will strengthen it up a little bit more. But last night this was getting blown around all over the place, and I still had all 6 guy ropes on as well. So yeah, I'm not so sure about France what we're going to do. There you go. That's the setting. Not so bad. Right, let's get my kit in there, get the bed set up and get something to eat. Good morning. Well, it's Bank Holiday Monday and the morning of day 3, and as you can see, I'm definitely on the trail now. Well, I slept a bit better. Actually, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning now. I slept a bit better last night, but my disaster struck. My air mattress has seemed to have popped, which is weird because it was fine when I used it before, but yeah, it seems to have got a little hole in it and it's deflated overnight, which isn't very comfortable on uneven ground. So when I get home, I need to try and sort that, or get a new one. See what I need to do. But it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to have a stretch because I am proper stiff. And it's about, I think it's probably about 10 miles to the next water point, but I think there's a farm shop before them with a little cafe, so I may stop there. I've had a cup of coffee already and some breakfast, which was a flapjack I got at an Honesty box yesterday, and a little protein bar, and yeah, and a cup of coffee. But I'm camped just on the back of Bignor Hill, which is an old Iron Age hill fort, but it's a beautiful spot. Look at that, lovely and peaceful here, apart from the aircraft going overhead. Right, let's pack up and get moving. Right, it's now 9 o'clock, so I've had a bit of a chilled morning, and if you look in the distance, there's rain coming in by the looks of it, so it might be a wet old day, but let's see. So we're ready to go, leave no trace, everything's packed up. Just thought I'd show you this. That's my little solar panel on the back. It might not get much use today, but it definitely seems to work. Charging my batteries up. There's a walk. Yeah, it's good. Right, we're going east into the rain. Let's go. Well, I thought before we depart Bignor Hill, it would be rude not to come up the top and have a look at the view. And what a view it is. I'll have a little pan round. So looking east, looking south, and looking west. North's just a load of trees. But this is the site of another Iron Age fort. So all the way along the downs, there's pretty much, well, I think most of the hills seem to have some sort of fort on it from thousands of years ago, and you can see why. It's such a great vantage point. You can see for miles. You could definitely see your enemies coming well in advance. I guess the only problem is water up here, but I'm sure they found a way. Right, let's crack on east. Very typical of the sort of trail on the South Downs Way. Woodland and a chalky path. Fine in this weather, but as soon as it starts to rain, this is treacherous, mega slippery. Just a usual day on the South Downs Way. The beautiful views. Look at that. Stunning. Well, what's the time? Let's have a look if I can. So it's now 11 o'clock. I didn't get walking till about 9:30 in the end, so I'll be going an hour and a half. But I'm on 6.5k, so banging it out. Moan of the day. Knees hurting, and for some reason today, the top of my left big toe is rubbing on the boot for some reason, which it wasn't yesterday or the day before. How does that work? I have to keep sort of moving my foot around in the boot. But important to find all these things out. But what I'm not going to wear these boots. So I'm going to wear the insoles that are in these boots. They're new. So I'm wearing them in, running them in now, and sort of trying to get my feet used to them. And then I've got new boots that I will start to wear next week with these insoles in that are hopefully worn in. Or my feet are knackered, one of the two. Yeah, but we're getting quite a good pace on, I suppose. The pack feels a bit lighter today because I ate quite a bit of food last night. I ate a whole pack of jelly babies. I forgot those in my bag, to be honest, otherwise I'd have eaten them during the day. I had a bar and one of them freeze-dried meals. I was going to film it, but I really couldn't be bothered. By the time I packed it, I set everything up and I packed all the camera away, I just couldn't bother to get it out again. So sorry if you really wanted to see what I had for dinner. But we're coming down. We're not far off Cocking now, I think. Yeah, Cocking. Right. Hopefully there's. I think I'll come down to a little farm shop soon. There's a little cafe. So it'd be nice to have a little stop there and get a nice fresh cup of coffee and maybe a slice of cake. Let's see what they got. But I don't want to get my hopes up because it might be in the next valley, not this one. But we'll see. Right, let's crack on. There you go. I don't know if you can see, there's more Iron Age burial spots. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I don't know, there's something there as well, and then they go on. There's quite a few through here. So I'm at Graffham Down Reserves, which is quite an important site for Bronze Age features. So there's 2 barrows and a cross dyke here. It says these are important archaeological features dating to the Bronze Age. Imagine standing here at a time when all the trees have been felled. You would have extensive views over the landscape all the way to the North Downs. The barrows here on Graffham Down, constructed from mounds of white chalk, would have been very impressive and visible for miles. The Bronze Age barrows belong to the period 2200 to 1100 BC. They were usually burial places for the remains of important individuals, although some were possibly used to mark boundaries. And then there's a bit of what sort of wildlife's here as well. Here's the burial mounds. And it's peeing down the rain. I'm just waiting for the shower to pass because I've got the solar panel on the back of the pack and I don't want it to get wet. Or I've got to pack it all up, which from the looks of that I might have to. Bloody typical, isn't it? I decided to pack all the electrics away and put my rain jacket on and the sun comes out. Still, I don't think it'll be long before another shower comes through. So I'll stick with this and I'll probably end up baking and taking it off again. How about that for a view? And very conveniently, someone has put a chair there for you to enjoy and take a rest. So it would be rude for me not to take them up on that. So let's have a chill. I'm on 17k. Let's have a chill. I'm going to have a peanut butter and banana wrap and a drink. Thanks friends of the South Downs. Here's a cracking shot. That's the South Downs where we're going into the distance. There's a long way to go. But for now, we're going down here. So just sitting here, chilling out, having a rest. I'm on 20k. The feet are not good. Oh, I can't straighten that leg out. The knee's hurting. But what a beautiful place. Look at that. Incredible. That was a big climb to get up here. But I just nice and steady and I got up here eventually. But well worth it. Right, little update from the South Downs way. So I'm just walking up Bignor Hill and I do believe this is the remnants of a Roman road. I'm not sure how far it went or where it come from or where it went to. I'll do a bit of research, but yeah, I believe this is Bignor Hill Roman Road. Pretty cool. I'm absolutely whacked out. I'm just on. I'm on 24k. There's a big climb ahead, which that'll do in the morning, but I'm going to camp right there tonight. There's a nice little flat spot there, which will do me. I ain't going no further. Need to have a recovery and then go again tomorrow. But at least it seems to be out the wind here as well, which is good. I've got some freeze-dry meal for dinner and I saved a piece of cake. Happy days. Right, let's get set up. Right, that is going to be home for the night. So there's a beautiful view out there. It's semi-level. Couldn't find the hole in the air mattress, which is a bit annoying. So I'm expecting that to go down overnight, but it's fairly soft grass, so I suppose it'll be alright anyway. I've not seen anyone for hours now. So obviously bank holiday Monday. Everyone's at home, I would think. So I've got the place to myself. Right, let's cook up some dinner. Right, morning guys. From day 4 on the South Downs way. Was absolutely done for yesterday. Found this spot on about. I was just on. I think I was on 24k. But yeah, it was really windy and it got quite cold yesterday as well. Found this little spot and just thought that's enough. Let's just set up camp, have a rest, get something to eat, and then see how we feel in the morning. And today, after some food and a rest, I don't feel too bad, which is good news really. I'm still in pain, but I'm not going to moan about that. Let's crack on today, see how we do. We need to get some supplies. So I'm just west of Bury. So it'd be nice. I want to try and get to Devil's Dyke today, around that area. And there's a little restaurant up on top of Devil's Dyke. Maybe we'll treat ourselves and get a meal up there. We'll see. But this was a lovely spot, apart from my air mattress going down every hour, and I couldn't find a leak in it. So I need to have a closer look today. But let's turn the camera around and just show you my backpack setup. Hang on. Right, so here's the backpack setup. I've got the tent on the back. I've got my solar panel all set up, charging my battery pack, which is in there. Water bottles on there. I've got a spare water bottle on the side, and there's my pants air in with a little clothes peg on. It's not a bad setup really. Got my walking poles, got my bag for the front of the backpack, which I've some snacks in, which I haven't at the minute, but so yeah, all pretty good. Right, that's where I camped. As you can see, every little bit of rubbish is gone. No one would know I was there, which is the way it should be. There was the view. That's where I'm going. That'll get us warmed up first thing in the morning. Right, so it is 9 o'clock. Let's crack on and see if we can get to Devil's Dyke. So when you walk in the South Downs Way from west to east, you get closer and closer to the sea. So as you can see, I'm getting closer to the sea, which is really nice to see. But what a day. Beautiful countryside. Right, we're gonna head on to Amberley, get some resupplies, and then head up on the downs again. Another glorious day on the South Downs Way. In front of us is the River Arun. Don't know if you can see that, just there. Snakes its way around. That goes out to Arundel and out to sea. In the distance is Amberley, and that's where we're going to try and get some resupplies. But we drop down, we go across, if you see a little bridge there, we go across there, out to the road, and then drop down to Amberley. And then the South Downs Way, I don't know if you can see in the distance, that path up there, that's where we're going, up there. After we stock up with some supplies. Right, let's go. So here's the Amberley water point. And by every water point, it's got this little sign which tells you how far west to the next one or how far east to the next one. So our next one going east is 7.5 miles. So I'm not going to fill up my big water bottle till we get to there. Otherwise I'm just carrying it for nothing. But I've got my small water bottle with water in. Whilst we're in Amberley, I thought we'd come and have a look at the 12th century church. This place is just incredible, so beautiful. Right, a little update from the South Downs Way. So I've got to admit, it's a different day today. It's amazing what. So I'll drop down into Amberley to get some food and a drink, and it's amazing what a can of Rockstar, a couple of paracetamols with caffeine, an egg and bacon sandwich, and a Mars bar does. So no pain. I'm cracking on. Getting stuck in, I'm banging out the miles now and feeling really, really good. Maybe I just needed a few days to get into this again. So happy, really happy today, which is great. Remember this, guys. Loving it. Back out on the trail, in the wild, not caring the world. This is what it's all about. Don't know where I'm going to stay tonight. Well, what I'm going to aim for, I think, is Chanctonbury Ring. I want to try and stay up there. And apparently that place is haunted, so let's give it a go. Right, let's crack on. Now that is a championship lunch. That's Devil's Dyke in the distance, about there. What a view though. So I'm sitting up on Chanctonbury Ring. Now this place is meant to be haunted. and it'd be cool to stay here tonight, wouldn't it? Didn't matter if we dropped a few K today. Hi guys, well, end of day 4 and I've chosen an incredible place to camp. So I'm up on Chanctonbury Ring, looking south out to the sea, looking north. I can see across to the North Downs, I can see Devil's Dyke. It's an incredible spot, so I've wanted to camp here for a long time, and it's got a bit of history about this place as well. It's meant to be a bit spooky at night, so let's find out. But I'll turn the camera around, and here's my camp spot for the night. So here's the camp spot. Let's go down here. What a lovely spot. Bed's all made, cooking kits in there. Going to do some dinner in a minute, but that's where we're going to be for the night. I'll go around the back of the tent so you can see the view. There's the view we got, so hopefully in the morning we should get a lovely sunrise from over in that direction. Let's see how much sleep we get tonight. Hopefully there's not too many screams in the night, if you know what I mean. Right, let's get some dinner.